The 90s was an awesome time period. I know everyone says that about every generation, but I really did grow up loving the 90s and everything around me in that time. Every generation seems to have an aesthetic, and the 90s was loud and funky.
Okay.
It was a bright, weird, and radical generation to be a part of. And when I'm thinking of 90s character design, I'm either thinking the most edgy thing on the planet, mostly with guns, more guns, pouches, guns.
Or I'm thinking of something on some bright surfboard with some big sunglasses and just being one awesome character. That character, of course, is Funky Kong. However, my good gents and ma'ams, we must take a brief intermission to remind you, it is indubitably Monkey Monday. And I would like to thank you all so much for the recent success of the channel. Almost at 500 subscribers already. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. It's made me insanely grateful. When we reach the big 1,000, I do have a massive giveaway plan, so stay tuned for that. But enough about this channel. It's time to get funky. So normally, I'd like to talk about what type of primate the character we're talking about is. We're not going to do that today. I actually just want to talk about what makes Funky Kong such an awesome character. There's nothing really deeper than that. I just really love Funky Kong. And after this video, I think you might just have some of that love for the dude too.
So I think to properly figure out why Funky Kong is such an awesome character, we gotta go back to his first appearance in the first Donkey Kong Country back in 1994. The first interaction a player can ever have with the legend himself is when you're in the Congo jungle and you approach the Funky's Flights area. It's an area where Funky Kong himself will offer to take you to different parts of the world map that you've already been to.
And this is where we get our first glimpse at the legend himself, with his really bright and colorful surfboard, the sunglasses, the flip-flops. I love the dude. This is just great. This is great. And I love that he looks at the camera, lifts up his sunglasses, and we get that amazing expression. And before we go past this appearance, I want to talk about just how awesome the official art is for the dude, because rare character design just historically does not miss. We got my man looking off into the distance, the grin, the glare coming off the sunglasses, the rare gold chain, the Nintendo surfboard, the bright flip-flops. This is just a fun, pure, awesome 90s design. And I keep saying 90s designs because I feel like if you put Funky Kong in his art, or like with a 90s background with all the colors and how explosive it was, he fits right in. He fits in with the clothing concept, in my opinion, with like bright, baggy, large, loud clothing. He's a very loud designed character.
Next time we see my boy Funky Kong, he's in Donkey Kong Country 2 that released in 1995. Where in the game, my man has a surfing animation when you approach him. Same concept, you talk to him, you get to go somewhere you've already been. The design is just a little bit different though.
A few notable differences is just the color of the bandana, but what I really like about this is just him surfing in general and how that bandana is flowing.
And while the character doesn't look all that different in the game, I love the official art Rare did for this one. It's my favorite Funky Kong art, just from him throwing up the peace sign, surfing. This is great, and he still got the smirk. He has the gold chain that now has the glare in it.
This picture just genuinely feels like it's undeniably cool. It's a gorilla on a surfboard with a gold chain, sunglasses, and a bandana throwing up a peace sign. Yeah, that's cool. That's undeniably cool.
Oh my god, he's so goddamn cool!
Now, I'm not going to keep doing this for every single Donkey Kong Country game, mostly because we get to a point after, I believe, Donkey Kong 64, where it's like, it's pretty much a return to form and it stays that form for a while. But that isn't the case in Donkey Kong Country 3 in 1996. In Donkey Kong Country 3, my man comes out on some home improvement type thing going on with the tool belt. He helps you work on your vehicle. Like, he helps upgrade the vehicles, and if you do a bunch of different side tasks, he gives you a secret vehicle that lets you get to a different area. So it's cool that he's clutch. Like, that is really helpful. It's a different game mechanic, which is also cool. But we're here for the design. We're here to see how the dude looks. And this one's awesome.
So my man got that Tim Allen tool belt. He has those really weird stompers on. Those are some very antique looking boots.
What are those?
He has the jeans shorts, the tank top. I really love this design, and I think Nintendo did too.
I say that because this is actually the Funky Kong design we get through every game after Donkey Kong Country. He has the same polka dot bandana, the tank top, the jean shorts. They got rid of the tool belt and the boots, but this is the Funky Kong design moving forward for years. I also don't recall, and please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, him being much of a mechanic or an engineer like this in future games. I think they just took that design, and I don't blame them because the design here is really cool.
However, there is one outlier to this design, and I brought it up before, and we gotta talk about how he looked in Donkey Kong 64.
What the hell was that?
So yeah, remember how I was bringing up 90s design in a derogatory sense when I said guns, pouches, guns, pouches? It's like Rare heard that concept and said, what if we did it with Funky Kong? This is both somehow the worst and best thing I have ever seen in my life, because the dialogue is actually still surfer dude type things. My man's like, oh, long time no see, donkey dude. I just committed several war crimes. And it's like, what? What happened to you? Also, yeah, my man is full on an arms dealer. He gives all the Kongs a different gun in this game.
Funny enough, the dude does clutch up though. In Donkey Kong 64, he shoots an RPG at King K. Rool, and it's the final shot on King K. Rool in this game.
Very interesting evolution from surfer gorilla to arms dealer.
Now, like I said, after Donkey Kong 64, it's pretty much the same design moving forward through all the games he appears in, and I don't think that's a bad thing because this design is just iconic at this point.
The personality also pretty much goes back to being the cool surfer dude who does help out a lot for the Kong family. However, there is one thing that changes, and he actually becomes a playable part of the Kong family.
And I'm not talking specifically about Mario Kart, where I think he is a fantastic addition in that game. I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bringing him back was a great move, and if Mario Kart World doesn't catch back up to that, I might crash out. I'm talking specifically about Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Nintendo Switch, with that awesome cover we got that says New Funky Mode.
And that new funky mode part of the cover brought us so many damn memes. It was very similar to the featuring Dante from Devil May Cry series thing that went around for a bit. The memes that came from this were beautiful. Once again, thank you to Funky Kong for bringing us such quality entertainment.
As for what the funky mode consists of, truth be told, it's kind of just an easy mode where you get all the abilities of the different Kongs put together and it makes an easier experience for the game. But I think that's perfectly fine for everything Funky Kong is supposed to represent. I mean, think about it. When you look at the character, there is this confidence. There is the aura that comes from Funky Kong. So I mean, like, he's too cool to lose. Look at the guy. It makes sense, and I like that he's there for any gamer to just play the game, chill out, and have a good time as this gorilla on a surfboard. I think actually just the entire mode perfectly represents everything the character is supposed to be. He's cool. Like, you're laid back. He's chilling. This is a cool character. This is a cool gameplay mechanic. You're going to have a chill time as you experience this game with Funky Kong. So to round up my thoughts with Funky Kong in general, I think the reason I love him so much is because he's a comfort character. He is a purely designed, cool character from the 90s that just somehow carries over perfectly nowadays without feeling like an antique. It's to a point I kind of wish they would make him more of a time machine. I kind of wish he still had the gold chain and the flip-flops going on. I think there'd be something a little bit humorous with that. But he's perfect the way he is. There is still just a little bit of like a nostalgic throwback with him that I hope never changes. And those are just my throwaway thoughts on Funky Kong. Nothing too complex with this Monkey Monday video. I saw some comments about people talking about you should go over the different monkeys of Voidco, and I plan on doing that after I beat the game. I've been streaming it, which is why it's been taking me a little while. I assure you guys though, I'll give you a little preview of what the next Monkey Monday video is going to be about. And we're just going to go down that list as time goes on, because rest assured I will have that video game beat by next week in time for Monkey Monday.
Until then, I'd love to hear your comments about Funky Kong, how you view the character. Do you hope to see him in the future? Where do you think he's been at? Do you think we're going to see him in Mario Kart World anytime soon?
And as always, if you guys like this content, please feel free to like and subscribe. You know, you hear it every video, you gotta hear it with this one, just because I'm trying to get this channel to grow a little bit. And until then, I will see you guys on the next video.